What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, this is Blue Giant Media, and we're here to connect through gaming. Today we're going to put the spotlight on Dice Forge by Regis Bonace and published by Libellude. This is a dice building game where you're going to be able to make and craft your own dice by changing the faces on them. So let's go ahead and open up the box. We'll show you how the game plays a little bit with a quick overview, and then we'll come back and let you know what I do like, what I don't like, who may like and who may not like Dice Forge. Here I have Dice Forge set up for 2 players. So the first player's got just a little bit more gold because on every round, both players will roll their dice and get the rewards shown. So this player's going to get 2 money, this player's going to get 2 money. So by the time the second player gets their first turn, they will end up probably having more resources. That's why they actually start with less. And like many games, the winner of this game is going to be the one with the most points. And in a 2-player game, 2 or 4-player game, you're going to play 9 rounds. In a 3-player game, you'll play to 10 rounds. So what you're going to do in a 2-player game that's a little bit different is you roll these dice twice on each player's turn. And both players got 2 money again. So the dice that you start with, this one right here just has 5 1 money faces and 1 red gem face, which is, I think they call it a sun shard. This one right here has 1 moon shard, 2 points, and 4 1 money faces. So on your turn, what you can do is either make offerings to the gods, which will get you new die faces, or go and try and accomplish heroic feats in order to try and become, earn more glory. Because really, what we're trying to do is impress the gods, and whoever has impressed them the most will get to be the next superhero, demigod, god, whatever. So what this player might do with 7 is they can come over here and you can split up your money however you want, but you can't buy 2 of the exact same die face. And you can see there's 2 of these turned over in each of these pools because you're going to turn over extra ones just to kind of limit it, like you would in a game with more players. If you had 3 players, you just have 1 of them turned over in each pool, for instance. Anyway, I can come over here and I could buy 1 thing from the 4 and 1 thing from the 3, or 1 thing from the 3 and 2 things from the 1, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here. I will go ahead and buy 1 of these and 1 of these for a total of 7. So I will spend all my money, and I'm going to go ahead and try and put both of these onto this die. So one of the things that's really strategic in this game is trying to decide how to break up or combine your dice. Or the new die faces. So right here now, this die only has kind of really 2 lame faces. Everything else on there is pretty good. So now we're going to go to this player's turn. Go ahead and roll these dice. This player is going to get 1 blue and 1 money. Same thing over here, 1 blue and 1 money. Again, 1 blue, 1 money, and over here, 1, 2 money. Now, what you can do with these sun shards and moon shards is come over here to basically use them to defeat mythological creatures like the satyr or the centaur or the minotaur or the gorgon or the whatever, the hydra. So, for instance, this player could use their 1 blue to come over here, and if they went here, they could get either one of these, because either one of those costs 1 moon shard. This one right here, what you would do is take it and place it up on top of the board. Sorry, I'm looking at it upside down. And now, whenever you get money, you have the option, and you would go ahead and grab. Oh no, it goes from here. You would go ahead and grab this, and whenever you get money, you have the option of putting some here or up into here. And if you move this all the way around to the end, you will get 10 points, and it resets. And if you make it all the way around again, you'll get 15 more points. So up to 25 points, depending on if you're going to invest all that money. This one right here is going to go ahead and grab 1 of these to increase your capacity for how much of these different things you can hold. So they do a lot of different things. Some of them give you immediate benefits. Some of them are going, like this one right here, as soon as you do this, you'll get 2 points. You're going to get 3 money and 3 moon shards. Pretty sweet. Some of them, though, and whenever you take one of these, other than like that one right there, you're going to take it and you'll flip it over after you give yourself the appropriate rewards. If on the back it still shows a logo of or an icon of what you can do, that is something that you can do every single turn for the rest of the game. This says that you have the ability to turn 3 money into 4 victory points once every round. This one right here is just a one-time effect. You can also tell some of these have either a gear in the corner. That means that they have something on the backside. If they have the kind of like whirlwind on there, you can see it does not have anything on the backside. So it's just one immediate effect. And they do various different things. This one right here, every round you get to pick either one money, sun shard, or moon shard and add it. This one right here is once at the beginning of every round you get to get a minor blessing. A minor blessing is when you get to roll 1 of your dice and get the benefit. So that would be 1 point and 1 sun shard. So that might be another reason why you want to try and stack up 1 die more than the others if you intend to get more of those minor blessings. Another way you can get minor blessings is this person right here, maybe they went there. I want to go there on my next turn. I can still go there, but rather than me being punished by them being blocked, when I bump them out, that just means that they get to have a minor blessing and take the benefit. So that's what those do. This one is going to give you a ×3 face, so then if you happen to get one of those and you put it here and you happen to roll something like this, that's going to be 2 × 3. That's going to be 6 victory points, and you'll go ahead and put them down here. Whenever you get past, you bump up the 10s. So you got the 1s place and the 10s place. If you happen to go even further, then you've got right here, and you can see this fits in there. Like, everything fits really nicely. It makes so much sense together. It's a very well packaged game for sure. All the way up to the end here, you have some of them. This one's just worth 26 points. This one's an immediate roll both your dice twice. This one is choose any one of your dice and roll it 4 times. So they give you various different things, different ways to score points, but you'll go through until you have completed either 9 or 10 rounds. In this case, 2-player game, it's 9 rounds. And then whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. One other thing that is incredibly, incredibly important, though, is you have the ability to spend 2 sun shards to take an additional action. So let's say this player over here had 2 of those sun shards, and they happen to have 3 moon shards, and they happen to have 12 money. Alright, so let's say that they wanted to spend their 12 money to get one of these really cool die faces. So they'll go ahead and take that. They can move that in there. Normally that would be their turn, but what they have the ability to do is spend 2 sun shards to again choose to buy or do a heroic feat. So then they could go ahead and take these 3 moon shards, come over here and do this one, which says that you get to roll your opponent's dice, and whatever you roll with their dice, you get the benefit. So that's a way that you can take multiple actions in a single turn. If you have a whole bunch of those, you could go and do something, spend 2, do another thing, spend 2, do another thing, spend 2, do another thing. So if you have the resources for it, you can go ahead and kind of run around and do a whole bunch of stuff. So that is a very important thing to remember, is the ability to use those sun shards. And like I said, you'll play through the number of rounds. Whoever's got the most points at the end is the winner. Now that you have a pretty good feel of how Dice Forge works, let me tell you what I do like about the game. I love that it is quick. I mean, this game, it goes. I love the fact that every single turn, whether it's your turn or someone else's turn, you're rolling the dice and you're getting something. It flows really well, and overall game length is very quick. I mean, I definitely haven't had a game of this take over an hour. Usually it's even like half an hour sometimes. It is a quick experience, and they pack a lot of stuff into that short amount of time. It's really easy to teach. So there's not a whole lot to it. I've taught this to people who pretty much have never played games before, and they were able to go, oh, okay, so I roll the dice, and then I just get the resource, and then I can choose where I want to spend the resource. Okay, cool. that's it. There's not that much to it. There's a couple symbols on the cards, but they pretty much just go, oh, what's that do? Oh, cool. And that's it. You can jump right in. I really, really love that. The toy factor of the game, it's kind of undeniable, and overall, the production quality in general. Just the way they've designed it so that you open the box, move out the little insert there, and set the cards out. It sits in there. It's got a really cool table presence. All the production quality, the art, the coloring, all of it is just great. Absolutely love that. Last thing I'd say is just overall the feel that you can kind of do all the things that you want to do in the game. There's a lot of games where you feel like, oh, there's so many options that I can't do them all. You feel like that for the first couple rounds of this, where you're like, man, I want to do so many things, but I'm just not there. But it snowballs, and towards the end, you kind of feel like you do everything, and I think that's really fun. But I will say that moving into things that I don't like, I think that sometimes I do wish it was a little bit longer, and I wish that there was a little bit more to do, that there were just, maybe I couldn't quite do everything I wanted to do. So to me, I wish it was a little bit longer and there's a little bit more options for places to go. And also more monsters. So the game comes with 2 different monsters that you can kind of put in each of the areas. And I guess there's a couple more. But there's not a whole lot of variability there. You can mix and match them, and that's great, but I would want more different die faces and more monsters to kind of give it more replayability. Luckily, there's an expansion coming out, I want to say next month, or very soon, so very much looking forward to that because I really enjoy this game quite a bit. So who's going to like this game? If you're a fan of deck builders, I think you're really going to like this game, because one of the games that I love so much is Dominion, and also Mystic Vale. I'm a big fan of deck builders in general, but I really love the fact that you start with the same thing and you make modifications to it. So it's pretty much that. All you're going to be doing is taking essentially the 12 cards that you have, and you're going to be directly upgrading them to one thing or another. And then just every round you're basically putting those 12 cards into 2 separate hands and just picking one out of each. So in a way, it is like a deck building game. So I think if you like deck building or engine building even, this is going to be a game that you enjoy. It's light, but it scratches that itch a little bit. If you like games that have any form of innovation, I know this isn't a brand new thing. What was it? Rattlebones, I want to say it was, did this first, where you can kind of change the die faces. And then also Roll for the Galaxy Rivalry, which is coming out in also a couple months or so. That one is going to be doing that as well, where you change the die faces. So it's not unique, but it's still incredibly rare. There's only a few games that do it, and if you bring this out on the table, that toy factor, it puts a smile on your face. If it does, for you, if you're shaking your head no, that's not for you. But if it is, that's something that you're going to be looking for and you're going to enjoy. And that, again, lends itself to the production quality in general. If you like a game where you can tell the attention to detail, I mean, this was clearly a labor of love. The way that they designed this game, every single aspect of it is so well done, well thought out, and you can tell that there was a lot of heart put into this game. So if you like to have that feel, if you want to feel like what you're playing, the designer was actually passionate about this and it wasn't just something churned out, this really gives you that. Now, who will not like this game? If you want a game that has no luck, face it, you're rolling dice. If you're going to go for a strategy where you're going to get the 3 times face and a couple big faces and hope that they land just right, that strategy doesn't appeal to me. I tend to like to kind of make them all work well, but sometimes I do like to put a ×3 on one die and then put all my upgrades on the other die first, so that whenever I do roll a triple, no matter what I triple, is going to be good. So there's ways to mitigate that, but if you're a fan of games with next to no luck, this is not your game. If you like a game with a whole bunch of variability, this just doesn't have that yet. Hopefully the expansion will fix that. But if you want a game where there's a whole bunch of different, every time you set it up, you can put different faces out, different monsters out, there's just not enough there. So if that's important to you, this may be something that moves either further down your wish list or off of it. And the last part is if you are just not a fan of gimmicks in general. If you think that anytime someone comes out with a gimmick, if they need a gimmick, then it must not be good enough. I'm particularly like that with some things, like when it comes to certain books and movie series. If they're incredibly popular, I like to be iconoclastic, where I kind of go against whatever everybody else thinks is great and purposely like to say, well, I don't even know who that celebrity is. Never heard of them. You show me a picture of that person, I don't know who that is. If you're like that but with games, then this might not be for you, because this is definitely one of those things that's got a gimmick to it. Alright, let's go ahead and take the spotlight off of Dice Forge by Regis Bonacieux and published by Libellude. If you want to know more about this game, take a look in the description section. You can find links there to my unboxing, setup, and gameplay run-through, as well as a comparison with Space Base. You can also find a link there to MacroNovaGames.com where you can buy Dice Forge and a whole bunch of other great games. If you have any other questions about Dice Forge, or any comments, maybe you say I'm totally wrong about something, let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to connect with you and just get a feel where other people are at with this game. Until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see, and as always, have a wonderful day.